Hi, welcome to 3 Spoonsful by Shweta Mehra. And today in 3 Spoonsful, we are going to see this lovely vegetarian recipe. It's very rich. It's a beautiful recipe, and it's perfect for party cooking. So let's check out how to make Mawa Mutter. Yeah, you heard that right. This recipe is called Mawa Mutter. It's not very well known amongst the other communities, but it's a fabulous recipe, and I think it really needs its own limelight. So let's make fresh mawa for it and then make mawa mutter. So to get started off, we are going to make some fresh mawa, for which I have taken 2 teaspoons of ghee or clarified butter into a pan. Try to make sure that this is a non-stick pan because the mawa needs to come together in it. Now to this, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of milk. That's like 50 ml of milk in my measuring cup, and heat it all together. This needs to be done on a slow flame. Just mix it all well together, and you don't need to get it to a boil, just make sure that it's hot. And at this point we are going to add in half a cup of milk powder. So whatever quantity of milk you take, you're going to double the amount and use milk powder, and add it in a batch. Like, don't add it all together, add it in batches of 2 or 3. This is just to make sure that there are no lumps in the mawa, or else you just get like dry specks of milk powder in it. So I'm adding it in batches of 3. So this is like the last time I'm going to add in the milk powder and make sure that it's incorporated, and then cook the mawa very well. So this is it. In goes the last little batch of the milk powder, and then just make sure that you scrape off everything from the sides and start your arm workout. Just mix extremely well, so that the lump of mawa, like what you buy from outside, mawa is also khoya, by the way, it's the same thing. The whole thing forms up together in your pan, and your flame needs to be low, or else this could just burn off completely. So here I am working like a really fast machine. Actually the video is just sped up, but you need to continuously make sure to stir, so that here you can see that the mawa is now getting lumpy. It's just formed up together, and this is perfect. This is what mawa needs to look like. So let's just cook it further 2 minutes, and then we can remove it in a plate. This mawa stays well refrigerated for a couple of days, and if you freeze it, it stays good for up to a month. You can use this mawa to make Indian sweets. You can use it to make cakes. If you've heard of this fabulous mawa cake that you get in Irani kind of cafes, you can use the same mawa to make Iranian mawa cake as well. And today we are going to be using it for Mawa Mutter, and this gives a lovely taste because it's freshly made, and using a freshly made product obviously enhances the taste. So here our mawa is ready, and I'm just dishing it out. So we'll just let it cool a little bit. Of course, if you do not wish to make mawa, you can still make mawa mutter with store-bought mawa. So now we've started to make mawa mutter, and for that I've taken another wok. In it I've added some ghee, and I'm going to add foxnuts, that's makhana, and we're just going to roast it a little bit, so that it gets very crunchy, because mawa mutter is a very soft and mushy dish. So you add all these elements to it to add a bit of crunch. So there's foxnuts, and you'll see here there's almonds and cashews, and there are some raisins as well. If you want, you could even fry paneer and add. So here are the foxnuts. They have just been roasted for a couple of minutes, and you can see they just changed their color a little bit. Now in the same pan I'm going to add the almonds, I'm also going to add in the cashews at the same time. So in go the cashews, and let's just roast all of this together. So like you can see, this is a very rich dish. I mean, if there is a party and you don't know what to make for vegetarian people, this dish works fabulously. Now we are going to add in the raisins. If you add in the raisins first and there is too much ghee, the raisins will pop like popcorn. So that's the reason I'm adding them at the very end when all of the ghee is nearly exhausted. Let's remove the raisins as well. And definitely do not use a slotted spoon to remove the raisins. So our dry fruits and nuts are ready. And now we are going to start making the gravy base as such. So for that, again, I've added some ghee. Since this is an entirely milk based dish, we are going to use ghee and no oil in it. Next we'll add some onions. I've pureed the onions so that it's the smooth paste kind of a texture. You could finely chop them and use it as well. So you don't need to make the onions extremely dark brown. Just as they turn slightly goldenish brown or pinkish golden to be precise, you can go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. So now that the onions have changed their color a little bit, we are going to add in the tomato puree. And let's mix it all together very well. Now let's add in some seasonings. So I'm starting off with salt, red chilli powder, some turmeric, some coriander powder, and also some cumin seed powder, that's jeera powder. This recipe you could add in a little more of red chilli powder if you wish to, because the mawa is a little sweetish, so it just balances out the whole spice level of it. So if you add very little chilli powder, you might find this dish very sweet. So make sure this masala cooks really well, and if you do not want to make a mess out of your stuff, make sure that you cover it and cook it really well. And after it's been cooked properly and thoroughly, add the prepared mawa to it. So this mawa that we just made is 120 grams of mawa, and we are going to add the whole of it to this dish. And you can easily prepare double or triple quantity of the mawa at once. It's extremely simple, and it literally takes like 5 to 7 minutes, like you just saw. If you're planning to add store-bought mawa, the only thing is that when you roasted the dry fruits, you might want to just roast that mawa as well in some ghee, because store-bought mawa is a little hard and you need the mawa to be soft. So if you do it at this point, there is a chance that the mawa and the tomatoes could sort of not mix together very well. So it's better to roast it at that point of time. Now just to give this gravy a little bit of body, I've added some milk, and I'm going to mix it well together. And then let's add in the next name recipe of the recipe, which is mutter, boiled peas. Mix it all thoroughly well. And cook it for a couple of minutes. This is it. Your Mawa Mutter is ready. So for something to cook for a party, it's fantabulously easy too. Do not add the dry fruits at this point of time because they will become very soggy and mushy if you do. You can add it just before serving, and if you've made this in advance and just prior to serving, you can add a bit of milk and some garam masala and heat it up, and then you can serve it. So let's plate this Mawa Mutter and see how it looks. And here it is, Mawa Mutter, which is absolutely ready. This is not a very well known dish, but I really do hope that it gets to be well known because it really deserves some spotlight. It's a lovely recipe. Do give it a try and let us know how you like it. And if you do like the recipe, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon for notifications. Also follow us on Instagram for updates. Bye.